So, good morning, class. So, today I'm Pinchu Alok. I'm a student from LPU. Today I'm going to teach you about what Stack is, and I'm going to make it clear to you what Stack and how it works. So, basically, to talk about Stack, first let's do the topics we are going to cover today. Wait, let me check if I'm recording. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where is it? Yes, I am recording. I'm live. So, first let's check what is Stack. So, and what is Stack? We'll do the topics we're going to cover today. So today we're going to do Stack. We're going to learn about we're going to use real world analogies, and then we're going to learn about the key operations of Stack, and then we're going to see some things, and we are also going to see about the pseudocode. I'm going to give you pseudocode. So the pseudocode is basically an overview of the entire program. So that is not going to be that hard. It's just like, it's an overview. It's like a summary of the entire code, and I'm going to give you a snippet. So basically, that is like an example of how Stack works. I will use a basic snippet, so everybody can understand easily, and that's pretty much it. From that, you should understand how Stack works, and I will explain some things. Okay. So today we are gonna see what Stack is. Let's start with what is Stack. What is Stack? What is Stack? So what is Stack? So Stack is like any other, in real world. Let's start with the real world before we come to more technical part of view. So imagine in your cafeteria or in your house, how would you stack plates? You would stack them one by one, or like, first you would stack the big plate, then the small plate, or like in any way you can stack it. Like, but let's just take for this example, we take a big plate, and then we take a little more bigger plate, and then we keep building up, and then we reach it like it's one by one by one by one. We keep it on top of one of each other. Okay. So basically, the thing is that in that, right, we can, if you want to remove the plate, you can only remove the top plate first, and then you remove the next plate, and then you remove the third plate, then the fourth plate, then the fifth plate, then to the last plate you remove. You can't remove the last plate first, right? So that is how Stack works. If you want one more example, let's take browser history. So imagine when you're searching something on the internet, right? So when you search something on the internet, your browser history gets filled up. So whatever you search first will come down, and then whatever you search second will come just on top of that, and like whatever you search the most recently will come on the top. And if you want to see, it's gonna keep on stacking. That's the way. The more you search, it's gonna keep on stacking. That's another way of Stack. So this is what Stack is. It's basically simple English. Okay, Stack. Yeah. So yeah. Now let's see what is a principle Stack follows. Stack follows the last in first out principle. This means that last elements added to the stack is the first one to be removed, like I just explained. Think it of as like a stack of plates where you add or remove plates from the top. Okay, same thing. Now let's come to the key operators of Stack. Like, what are the key operators of Stack? And one more thing important, it follows LIFO principle. It follows the LIFO principle. Also, LIFO is what? LIFO is last in first out. I think somewhere in the video I said it a little wrong, but it's last in first out. I have written it here. Correct it, please. Last in first out. This is the principle it follows. Now let's come to the key operators. Yes, key operators. What are the key operators of Stack? So the first key operator is push. So what is push? Push is not to push your friend. Push is basically, if you want to the plates, right? We'll take the plate example because it's the most basic and easiest example you can understand. So we'll take that example. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. So it's the last time I tried to record my video, but like everything got deleted and I couldn't find the file, and I was really sad. So I'm making the video for the second time. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay. So anyways, push. What is push? Push is basically adding an element to the top of the stack. So how do you add an element to the top of the stack? So push is basically take your plate, same thing example. You push the top, you take one plate, you push it away, you put another plate. That is basically, or sorry. You take the plate, then you add another plate on the top. You can't push the plate away. That was my bad, because push, English anyways. So adding an element on top of the stack. So basically push is adding an element to the top of the stack. Now we have the next one is pop. Now what is pop? Pop, as the name suggests, it's to remove an element, like pop the element. So to remove the element from the top of the stack. Now let's come to the third operator. We have peek operator. Now how does the peek operator works? It is to view the element at the top of the stack without removing it. So basically you're just viewing the element from the top of the stack without removing it. Now let's come to isEmpty operator. Let's check what that is. So isEmpty is to check if stack is empty or not. So far what have we covered? The names are pretty obvious and you can remember this very easily. So it's to check if the stack is empty or not. So then we can come to the size. Again, the names are easy in this. So it's to now, the size is to determine the length or the number of elements in the stack. So number of element in the stack. So now we are done with the key operators. Now let's come to the algorithm. Let's see, real world analogies, and then we'll come to the algorithm application. That is basically stacks are okay, let's just leave that for now. Let's go to the complexity, the time complexity. See, so what is the time complexity? So sometimes you can see push O1. You can see like this, push O1. This is basically the time complexity. This is the time required for the stacked, like the time complexity for push and pop operation in a stack implemented with arrays or linked generally with O1. Okay, so that is the time. In summary, stack is a versatile data structure that finds application in a wide range of computing scenarios due to its simplicity and efficient for certain types of operations. Okay, this is the stack. Please take a screenshot or take a note, and then now we can move to the pseudocode. Now, what is pseudocode? What is the pseudocode? Did I spell pseudocode wrong? Pseudocode wrong. Yeah. So what is the pseudocode? Now we come to the pseudocode. Pseudocode is basically the overview of the code, of the main code. It's like, it's a summary of a story. If you're telling a story to somebody, you tell it in a brief. That is like basically the pseudocode. So let's start with class stack. So first we're going to make a class for stack. This is the class. First you have to initialize it. I'm really bad with my English letters. I'm good at speaking it, but my spellings are bad. So if you find a mistake, please correct it by yourself as an empty list. Okay. Now we gotta add the methods. Now the method. I'm using a very basic code here, so everybody can understand. Push item. Method push item. Append item. Now we're going to use the push operator, and we're going to use append item. Append is basically means to add. Append item to the stack, and you can only add it to the top of the element. Now we got the pop method. Pop. Method pop. So wait, I forgot a method pop. Now the method pop is if the stack is not empty. If the stack is not empty, remove and return the last item from the stack. I'll explain this, just give me a second, let me just write this down. Else return none. So basically what this code is, if the stack is not empty, if we are using if and else function here, if the stack is not empty, you have to remove the last item from the stack. That means the first item on the top, you have to remove the first plate from the top if the stack is not empty. If the stack is empty, do not return anything, like none will be returned. Okay, so now let's go to the next method, peek method. So there is method peek. So let's see what that is. Did I not put yeah, peek method? Oh, I forgot one. Yeah, no, I didn't. Okay, now let's go to the peek method. Now what is the peek method? Now to see for the peek method, if the stack is not empty, so let me write it down. If the stack is not empty, remove, wait, can I go down? Remove and return the last item in the stack. Last item in the stack without removing it. Else return none. So basically, if the stack is not empty, return the last item in the stack without removing it. Else return none. It's very obvious. So method peek is just to see the value of the element at the top. So return the last item. So you have to return the last item means return the first plate in the stack. If nothing else is there, then none. Return none. Now to check method is empty. So how to check method is empty? Same thing we're going to do. Method is empty. Like for operate for method operator for is empty operator. Let's check that. First we write method. Method is empty. Return true if the stack is empty. Else return false. Okay, so yeah, now the method size, wait, no, return else if false. I wrote this in the wrong line, forgive me guys. Yeah, so basically method is empty is basically means to check if the stack is empty or not. So it will return true if the stack is empty. Okay, if there are a box full of plates, then there is a box full of plates. If it else return false means there is no plates in the box is empty. So basically that's what it means. Okay, now coming to the method size. Now size operator, method size. I'm just showing you how every operator works. Okay, return the number of elements in the stack. In this there is no like if they're empty or not, because the size will be, if when you get the size, then you will understand like how many elements are there, if it's none or if it's many or how much ever it is. So now let's go to the let's take an example. Okay, let's take how this works. Example, let's make a example here. Example case. So I have to create stack. Example case, let me put a comment, why not? Where is my, yeah, to make it look good. Example stack, let's create a stack, then we put push 5 onto the stack, and then we can put push 10 onto the stack. One more time, push 15 onto the stack. Push 50. Okay, now we can same thing you do, print the current size of the stack, print the top element of the stack. Okay, now this is the print the current size of the stack, that's for the size, and then print push, the first one is push element and then current. Okay, and print the top element, and then to print the top element, pop an element. So pop element from the stack and print it and print it and print whether the stack is empty. Okay, now coming to the codes of stack, like 1 second, let me just check my recording. Okay, now coming to the code, provided code defines basics. So let's see it. I'll write it down. So please save this, take a screenshot or something, and then let's move to the next part. Now let's see. So the provided code defines a basic stack class with the following methods. Now let's see the methods. I will just tell them orally because or else there's one thing I'm missing. I'll just put that. It's the init function. That's basically EINIT. Rest everything I've explained already. Init. So basically what the function, it initializes an instance of the stack with an empty list. That's what it does. It starts the stack with an empty list. So and everything else is push item, pop, peek, and is empty, size. That all I've explained already. So we don't have to get into that again and again. That's time waste. So let's not do that. So on one note, the constructor method should be named init instead of init in Python. So in Python, it should be init. There is no underscore init underscore. Okay, so it's basically that. And yeah. So now let's get to the main code of stack. So let's start coding. So this is the part everybody was waiting for. Let's start the coding of stack. So let's make a class for stack. We have started a class stack, and in that class stack, we'll make a definition init. We are using init definition. Since it's Python, we are using the init and not underscore init underscore, and then yeah, and then we use the self. Then we use self stack. We use an empty list. We use an self stack, and we use an empty list. And then after that we use definition. We use push definition. We use self item. We are defining a function, and then we use self stack dot append. Append means to add item. Self stack dot append, and then we can next use the pop definition. We can use self and if not, we can use definition pop. Now we are using the pop function. Okay, so this is basically what did I tell later. What did I say? It is to self dot is slash empty. Okay, let me just check my code. Self dot is slash empty. Yes, that's correct. And return self stack dot pop curly brackets. Okay, else pop return none. Okay, so basically what we did right now is basically we defined pop function and return self stack not. Oh wait, I made a mistake. I was just checking that. Okay. Now dot wait step. Yeah, return none. So now what I did is just to make for pop definition for pop. Now pop is basically to remove the element from the top of the thing. So if this thing, it will self is empty, otherwise it will return none. Okay. Now it if it will remove the first element, otherwise it will return none if there's no element is there. Now let's go to the next one. For peak, let me definition peak self, and then after that if not self self dot is empty if not dot self is empty, if not self dot is empty is self dot is underscore empty. Okay, return self stack -1. Okay, else return none, because there is nothing else. Return none. Okay, now let's go to pick. Now let's go to the empty, and we can go to the definition size. So basically to the definition, let's go to the let's define a function for this empty and for size. Okay, so definition for is empty self return len means length of the stack. It's the okay, len self dot stack self dot stack self dot stack 0 def size self. Okay, now we can use the example. Let me just check my code till now. Definition size self is empty to just check the stack if the empty is not or not, and then I can use we'll just comment and we'll just use example. Okay, let's use example. Use example Okay, this is hashtag is to comment the code. Okay, example use case, example use example something. Okay, now is to check if our code is correct or not. We have to give values for the stack. Let's give a value for stack and then let's see how it works or not. Okay, so we put stack equals stack stack equals stack 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 dot push 5. It's the same thing we did in the pseudocode. Stack dot push 10. Stack dot push 15. Now we have to use print to show it. Okay, print stack size stack size stack size stack size stack dot size yes. Okay, and then we gotta print top element of the stack, top element of the stack stack peak okay. Now let's see the popped element part. Popped element stack dot pop so print popped element from stack. Popped element from stack. So we're basically printing the popped element from the stack. Wait, I forgot to prop element from the stack. Okay, and then let's use stack peak. Stack dot peak stack. Okay, stack dot peak. Okay. Sorry. Stack dot popped stack. We have to use popped element. Sorry, my bad. Popped element, and then we can go to the where is popped element, and then we can go to the print last code. Print, you have to check if the stack is empty, right? If Is the stack empty? Is the stack empty? Stack stack is empty. Empty. This is to check if the stack is empty or not. Okay, so this is the code. Maybe there is an error, but even if it there, we will correct it, don't worry. Okay, let me just check my code. Class stack, it is showing an invalid syntax. The stack, I will debug the error, don't worry. So class stack self dot stack. Forward an equal sign. Come on. Expected. Okay, sorry. Definition, I forgot to add a parentheses. Not parenthesis, the yeah. If not self is return self dot stack. Oh, okay, I spelled return wrong. Again, my English. Return self stack. Definition size, definition self. What did I make mistake there? Definition self. Okay, sorry, I forgot to add the code. Definition self. Definition self return definition self return len self dot stack okay. And this is the code in the final form. This is the final stage of the code. There was an error, then I corrected every error, and now this is how the code will look like in the end. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.